I grew up with 7 siblings. My dad was a teacher, my mom stayed home, and my first 2 years in business, I made $2,000 total. The next 6, I made $115 million. Now I'm 33 with a multi 8-figure net worth, and I'm just getting started. Some people will call it FU money. I call it learning how to make so much money it feels like cheating, and now I'm about to show you how. Skill number 1 that you have to learn is don't chase money, build skills that attract it. So you need to build a skill around the health, wealth, or relationship niche. I don't care what example you give me, but every single person on earth does stuff to get more health, more wealth, or better relationships. So for example, if I'm going to therapy, I want better relationships, almost always. If I'm going to the gym, I want better health. If I'm watching this video, I want to make more money. Anything you find that people do, it ties back to one of those 3 things, always. There are really no caveats or exceptions, so you need to find a skill that ties back to one of those 3 things. Client examples or examples in my own company. So one company I have is called Trainer Chat. By the time you guys see this video, it's probably launched in beta phase. The whole point of this company is it's a software for personal trainers who go online where it will do all their DMs and book sales calls for them. So that will help them make more money, right? It'll also save them money because then they can fire their setters. They don't have to work as much. That is around the wealth niche. Another example is a client named Ranjit. He helps people get EBT1 green cards. Why do people want green cards? To get more wealth, right? So again, this is helping them to create more wealth. I have another client named Cynthia. She helps high school students get into Ivy League schools. Why does she do that? Or why do they want to get in? Because they want better jobs that pay more money, right? Or they want the prestige. Like there's gonna be something either around prestige or fame or popularity, relationships, right? Like you want notoriety or you want a better job. Another offer my company has for higher level clients is we have a done for you ads agency. Why are we doing that? Because if we can run ads super efficiently for them, they will pay us more money, okay? So those are some different examples that you can go through. So the next thing you wanna do is design the path. If you don't know any skill around those things, you need to actually learn one, okay? So the way I would do it is just type into ChatGPT, come over here, boom, 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 and ask it, hey, how can I learn a skill, and have it create a 12-week plan or a 16-week plan, however much time you have. Then you follow that, master your craft, you become valuable, and nothing valuable has ever come easy. So you have to learn something valuable, guys, like you do. So if you don't know anything, this is exactly how I would do it. Which brings us to point number 2, never charge for your time, charge for the result. Like never, ever, ever charge for your time. That is such a stupid way to try to create wealth because you have to spend time to actually make money. The way I've gotten super wealthy is I'm able to leverage people, technology, money, etc. Like I'm not spending my time, I'm getting paid for results. So for example, I will charge $200,000 for a year to have one-to-one clients that work specifically with me. Why? Because they're not paying me for X amount of calls, they're not paying me for X amount of things. Like that is what I feel my time is worth to spend coaching a client one-on-one. Now there are cheaper options, right, where they can work with my team or my staff, etc. But that's one thing I'll do, and it's worked really successfully. Charging for time like lawyers just really makes you less efficient. So you get paid to be slower, and that's not a good thing, right? So I don't actually like that because what a lot of lawyers do is they charge me per hour, but then I never really know, like, are they actually trying to be efficient or are they just taking more time to charge me more money? Like it doesn't create a good client relationship at all. Like I actually hate it, and I hate lawyers for that reason, to be quite honest. So how do you get people to pay for the problem? Define a clear, specific problem, right? Like something they want to do. So like, for example, everyone wants to lose body fat, okay? Everyone wants to make more money. Everyone wants to have a hotter girlfriend, something like that, right? Like something that's like fairly obvious. Design a process that guarantees a specific outcome. So for example, when I did fitness, I said, how to eat whatever you want without sabotaging results, which is what people really want. In business, I said, how to book 70% more sales calls using conversion conversations. If I was doing dating coaching or something, which I never will, but if I was, I might say how to get 50% more dates without cold approaching, right? Like it's gotta be something advantageous that they actually want, and then what do they not have to do to get it? Because everyone knows like, hey, if I work really hard and I work out 20 hours a day, etc., like I'll get super jacked, but it's like, how can you get super jacked without so much hard work or without having to do the typical things most people do? And then finally, you need to sell value, not the price, okay? So speed, outcome, risk, effort, like all that stuff is gonna make it way easier for you to sell it. Then you're like, hey, like I'm gonna give you, X amount of hours with me. Like that's just not a great way to build wealth. If you wanna sell that way, that's fine, but you're not gonna build any wealth. Which brings us to point number 3, creating cash flow to build wealth. So cash flow is a lot more important than what I would call cash piles. It's not about how much you made, it's about how consistently you can actually make it. So for example, someone who wins the lottery, they make a ton of money one time, like they're never able to do it again. Or someone who hits it big on crypto, like you've seen the meme coins, right? People buy it, they pump and dump, and they're like, yeah, I made a ton of money, but they can't ever replicate it. The thing you wanna learn is how can you make money consistently? Like that is way more important than just hitting a banger one time, because you just never know if that's gonna last or it's gonna be enough money. So the key thing is how can you consistently create cash flow, okay? It's not about hitting something one time. If you can consistently create cash flow, you'll always be okay no matter what happens in the economy. If you have a tragedy or something happens, you lose a car, your house burns down, etc., like that will always work for you. Which brings us to point number 4, stop counting other people's money. The first thing is who gives enough, right? Like who cares? If someone else has more money money than you, like great, like how does that help you? So number one, who cares? Number two, you don't even know if it's true. With social media, people can inflate stuff, Photoshop, etc. Like you just never know if something's true. So like, why worry about it? Number three, you don't know what they're actually making, okay? Because people will say stuff where they hit a number one time and they're like, yeah, I make this much. It's like you hit it one time 3 years ago. They're not actually making that, which goes into, you don't know if they're actually doing good anymore, right? Like they could have made that at one point, but maybe they're not making it anymore. And then on top of that, you lose focus by focusing on them, and then instead of focusing on your own stuff. Like the best way to be happy is just focus on yourself. Like focus on yourself in terms of personal development and business and growth and health. Not focusing on yourself like 100% of the time. Like I do think like serving others is the best way to be happy. But in terms of just having a good life, like focus on becoming the best you. Don't worry about what other people are doing, because if they're in a different spot than you, it's like, so what? Like that doesn't really help you. So the things I like to do on a daily basis is I check my bank account and my credit cards. So that just makes sure like I'm not being foolish with any of my spending, and I know how much money is coming in and going out. Number two is I do weekly recaps. Okay, so I rate myself 1 to 10. Like how did I do this week on spending money? How did I do this week on saving money? Like how did I do this week running the company? Like I'm giving myself a rating so I can see where I have deficiencies and where I can improve. I also will do a monthly P&L, super important. There's so many business owners who don't do that. Every single month at the end of the month, I know what my P&L is. I need to see how much money is coming in, how much is going out, how much profit we make. Super important. And then number four is use money as a tool, not the goal. Money is great because it's allowed me to pay off my parents' house. I've traveled around the world. I bought a Lamborghini Aventador. I bought some like nice jewelry. I was able to get a really expensive engagement ring, et cetera, et cetera. Like there's a lot of stuff I've been able to do. But if that's just the goal, once you get it, it's not gonna be enough, right? It's the whole point for me is like, who do I have to become, or who can I become by chasing these goals? And that's what really excites me. So use money as leverage to get your time back. If you don't, like F that, like there's no point. It's like use your money and then pay people, or use staff, or use technology, or use your actual capital to get your time back, right? That's why I hire a lot and I use leverage like private equity and tech now to get my time back, because a tech company gives me a lot of leverage. Private equity gives me a lot of leverage. Someone else is giving me a piece of their company. I help them with my staff, and in return, I get paid heavily. There's a lot of leverage in that. The only way you're gonna make so much money, it feels like cheating, is by making the process fun and exciting. So it needs to feel like play, but it looks like work. Like you need to be having fun. So like even these YouTube videos, like my goal is like, I'm just trying to make the biggest YouTube channel I can. If I fail, like so what? Like I'm just trying to have fun with it, because like what else should the goal be? It's like, what if I do fail? I don't know. Who cares? Like it doesn't really matter. It's just like, but I want to have fun while I'm doing it. Now, if you guys want to see the product I sold to make $115 million, click here and I'll see you guys in the next video.